So I'm just following up in this one a little bit on the own your own shit train that I've been on. I wrote a musing about planes, trains, and panic attacks, and how I had a very public moment where I needed to stop and do self-care. And then it's like, what is owning your shit? What does it mean, and how does it actually work? And then I had this another very much own your own shit day the other day, and I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's important. Learning how to and owning my own shit has been a very, very, very beautiful thing. When I wake up and I have a very low energy day, I ask myself, what do I need in this moment? Are there emotions that need to be experienced or expressed? Are there words that I need to say? Do I need to communicate in any way, shape, or form? Is there a reason that I'm so low energy? Did I maybe stay up too late last night? Or am I just at a part in my sacred pulse where I just need a break? I need to take a moment. Like, what's going on? So I check in and I ask what I need and where I'm at. And I do the same thing on days when I wake up and I'm high energy, or even throughout the day and I'm super high energy, and I'll check in and I'll say, okay, am I anxious about something? Am I in a situation that makes me a little bit uncomfortable? Do I need to do something to help myself out here? Or is right now just so perfect that I have to be giddy and excited and giggly and just really enjoy that moment? And if it's that I need to give myself something because I'm a little bit anxious or afraid or uncomfortable, then I figure out what that is. And if it's a moment where I just get to live and enjoy in that moment, then I allow that too. And I just bounce around like a little kid on Christmas morning, just so excited about whatever is happening. So I love checking in. I love having that ownership. I love being able to know, where am I at and what's going on for me? And it means that I'm able to be way more present with those around me and honest about my needs and how to connect. I love it. Absolutely love it. Not too long ago, I woke up. I was so low energy, and I loved being curled up with my sweetheart in bed and the warmth of being in bed. It was just so cozy and all of my muscles were so relaxed, and all I wanted to do was just enjoy being in that moment. And I was tired and just kind of like, I don't really want to start the day. I really love being in this space right here, right now. But nature was calling, which meant that I had to get out of bed. And I was so grumbly. I was like a whiny little kid. I don't want to get out of bed. I want to stay right here and enjoy this warm, cozy deliciousness that is here. But I did. I got out of bed, grumbly and whiny, went to the bathroom, came back, curled up back in that nice warm deliciousness, and my whole body just started to relax. And I was so grateful to be able to do that. And then my stomach grumbles and says, you really need to eat breakfast. And I was mad at my stomach because I did not want to leave that cozy deliciousness that was so encompassing. I didn't want to start my day. I did not want my day to have to be filled with all these have-tos. And yet I knew I needed to eat. So my day began. I shuffled down the hallway into the kitchen, and as I'm shuffling, I asked, what do I need? What does my body need? And my body wanted eggs and toast. So fine. And I asked my brain, what does my brain need? Because obviously my brain is not firing on all cylinders right now. It's a little grumbly to have to actually function. So it wanted my favorite in the moment tea. So I started the water to boiling and I'm making my eggs and toast. The self-care that I needed in that moment and the requirements that are being set before me were I just didn't want to. I really didn't want to. And yet I knew that there were things that I just had to get done. I could not stay in bed. I could not hide away for the day as much as I really wanted to just say everything could just go away and leave me alone. So I sat down and ate my toast and my eggs. And then I curled up on the couch and I was sipping my tea and I thought, what will help me make this day better? And I Music. Absolutely. So I picked a music that was slightly energetic. So nothing slow and soothing that's going to put me to sleep. Nothing really high beat, high energy, jarring. Something that was kind of easy but familiar and had more energy than some of my soothing stuff. And I turned that on. So here I am curled up with my tea, and I've got this music going, and I slowly find myself bopping my head to the music. I'm like, this is a good sign. This is a good sign. I'm checking in. This is a good sign. And then one of my favorite songs come on, and I stop working on the computer and I just sang right along with that song. I did not care who listened to me singing. I was just gonna enjoy it. And I thought, this is great. I'm feeling better. I have listened to what I need, and I've given myself self-care, and this is great. I'm really glad that I'm perking up a little bit. So the appreciation of the music lifted my mood. I would get up and move around a little bit as my body was like, I just really want to stretch. So I would listen to that, and I would do some stretches, or I might take a short little walk, or I might just step outside and take in some of the sunshine. I just slowly worked on my day because I recognized that I could not stop my entire day for my own personal self-care, and yet there would be moments in my day that I would be able to give myself self-care. So when I was making my eggs and when I was making my tea, I set the intention at that moment, what moments can I take for self-care? My intention is to help myself get through this day by taking those moments, by sneaking them wherever I can get them, and listening to myself. What can I do to make it a little bit better? How can I help myself through that? So it was a very intentional, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check in with myself because I know that I'm low energy. I know I'm not doing great. And I knew that the only way to really turn things around was to be intentional about it and say, I come first. I cannot nurture everyone else that I need to work with today if I don't nurture myself first. So what can I do? What can I check in on? How can I give to myself? How can I nurture myself? How can I lift it up? Some days when I get up, I may need a little external support. Some days I'm okay doing it all by myself, and I just need the music to help me bop and lift my spirits. I might need a little bit of that tea. I might need a little bit of walk. There are other days that I might get up. We all do it. We get up and we are just like, I can't make it through the day. This is just a struggle. This is frustrating and overwhelming. And people might offer to help. And that's when you need to say, absolutely, can you run this errand for me? Or can you answer the phone? Or can you go pick that up? Can you help me with groceries? Can you, allowing somebody externally help you because you are in that moment and you recognize that you need a little more care than you yourself can give. You might be busy doing this, but somebody else might be able to run out and grab coffee, or somebody else might be able to heat up your lunch for you because you just can't do it in that moment. So there are days when I need external help, and there are days, those days I absolutely, it's hard. I think it's hard for everyone to really admit I need a little more help than I can give myself, and yet allowing that gives you, it honors where you're at, and it gives you that little burst of self-care that you actually need by allowing somebody else to help you. You don't have to do it all. Self-care can be allowing somebody else to help you. In the past, when I would wake up, I embodied she woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I was irritable. I was cranky. I was like that grizzly bear in a cave that's woken up in the middle of winter, and they really just want to be able to stay inside their cave and enjoy that warmth that they've created and the darkness and not being bothered by anyone. And when they have to get up to the call of nature or whatever it is, they kind of begrudgingly start lumbering out of the cave, and their head swings side to side, removing every obstacle and every irritant with just the sheer attitude oozing off of this bear. That was me. Before I owned my shit, that was absolutely me. I would get up on the wrong side of the bed and I would just leave me alone because I'm cranky and I don't know what's wrong and I don't want to check in and I don't want to deal with it. And people would like back off and leave me alone because they recognized, whew, she's just got an attitude. Now it's different. Now I'm empowered, and now I can say, wait a minute, why am I on the wrong side of the bed? What's going on for me? How do I fix it? How can I put those little self-care things throughout my day? Now, the understanding grants me permission to be myself, and I can say, you know what? I'm having a bad day. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed for whatever reason it was. Maybe I had a bad dream and I don't remember what the dream was, but I grant myself permission to be not at the top of my game. And somehow just granting myself that permission, acknowledging that this is where I'm at, acknowledging that's how I feel in that moment, it lessens the irritation. Granting myself permission just makes it that much easier for me to be able to be me, for me to be able to go through my day. And it's not as much of a trudging through my day as it is I'm choosing to go through my day, and what can I do to make it better? Have there ever been days that you've woken up and you have just been irritable and cranky and you don't really fully know why? Try this. Maybe put a note on your bathroom counter that says, how can I make today better? What intention can I set? What self-care do I need? Maybe just that little bit of a reminder can make your day that much better, that much more tolerable. And I'm going to tell you something. By simply asking myself that morning, okay, fine, what do I need? I needed eggs and toast, and I needed my tea. What do I need? I need some music that's uplifting and upbeat so that I can get through my day. Okay, I'm going to give that to myself. I'm going to tell you, by noon that day, by noon, I was no longer that grumbly bear that just wanted to go back into his cave and be left alone. That was one of my more productive days in a long time, and it was simply because I listened to myself. I tuned in and I said, what do I need? How can I achieve that? And how can I get through this day in a way that is better and more nurturing for me, and therefore nurturing for those people around us? So I hope that you play around with it. I hope that you start owning yourself. I hope that you start checking into your emotions. What is it that you need? How can you get that? Are there people around you that can help support what it is that you need? On those days that you can't meet your own needs, who can you ask for a little bit of assistance? I'm telling you, it works. It's amazing the way that you have the power to shift your own day just by owning where you're at, just by checking in, just by giving yourself the care that you need and only you can figure out how to provide. When I was so grumbly and cranky and just nobody really wanted to be around me, oftentimes I would ignore it. Like, I would think I might need a nap, but instead of taking a nap, I would just push through it. And it would make me even crankier. It would make me even more irritable because I was still very tired. I was ignoring what I needed. And not only that, I was ignoring what I knew I needed, because we all have those nudges. We all have those moments that our brain or our body says, I really need this. I need a little coffee. I need a little walk. I need a stretch. I need to move. Our bodies and our brains tell us what we need. And oftentimes we just ignore that. And when we ignore that, we have less energy. We might get a little bit more cranky, a little bit more irritable. And by the end of the day, we are more exhausted and more worn out because we didn't listen to it in that moment. And honestly, you are more productive when you do tune in and listen to that, when your body says you need a nap and it's in the middle of the day. I actually used to do this. I used to go into the break room and I would lay down on the couch and I would take a 10-minute nap in the middle of my day. The days that I didn't do that, I was less productive, because I was struggling and pushing and fighting through it. And fighting through it took so much more energy that I was just taking more time to complete my tasks. The days that I stopped and said, I'm gonna go take a nap, and I went in and I laid down, I would blaze through all of the things that I needed to get done, and I would be able to attack a few additional little items that I had kind of been pushing off to the side because I chose to take that moment. And there have been studies done that prove this. If you take that break and give your body what it needs in that moment, you are clearer mentally and better able to function and go through what you need to do. because you took that nap, because you took that break. That is why they tell you, get up off of your chair when you have a desk job and whatnot. Get up, go stretch, go move, go for a little bit of a walk. It clears your head, it moves your blood, it gets you going to where you can actually function better. So don't ignore it. Your body says, I need this, give it to it. Tune in, check in, ask. It's amazing. And you're gonna feel amazing and you're gonna love it. I promise you. If I can do it, you can do it.